Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to United Underground presents Collectable Past, hosted by two guineas. And of course, we got our good buddy Vinnie. Art, what is going on, Vinnie?
Hey, bro. Yeah, we're doing good today. Looking forward to this show. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun toy talk, and then tomorrow I'm gonna actually continue it over on my channel. So yeah, that'll be. We'll talk about more of that later. But yeah, man, I'm good. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing all right. It's been a crazy week for me. It's been an extremely busy week, and then of course, the sad news with Drew and his mom, and trying to do the best I can to try to help him steer him in the right direction of what to expect. Since I've already gone through it twice with both my parents, so I mean, it's just that and listening to the I guess you would call him the pole talker. I mean, I don't know what you would call Walton now. The king of peens. There's a whole lot of names going on for Walton, and then we had Fisted, the Chris Fisk Battle Angel story going on over at Reds today. It's been a nutty week.
I warned Walton this morning. I said, I don't know if you want to keep going with that. I'm sure Tommy's going to grab it. I said I was surprised he wasn't. No.
Let's stop right there. Tommy is not going to grab it, but Tommy will make fun of it.
Well, that's what I meant.
It's all about wording. It's all about wording.
Crazy.
What's going on, Superfan Adam Shawhan? What's up? What's up? See, right there. Wookiee Supremacy. What's up, Wookiee? The Peen King Raid. There it is. See? It's never going to end. There's another one, Walton. The list is growing. Citizen 333, what's going on? I hope you were doing well. Yeah, buddy. And nibble. Damn straight. Yeah, the pigs got me for a nibble. I'll talk about that in just 1 second. What's up, Lasso of Truth? Solar Warden, good to see you. Guys, make sure to share this one out there. YouTube likes to suppress guinea pigs. They really do hate us. There's something about pigs that just drives YouTube crazy. But we're still here, and we're still going. Yeah, speaking of the pigs, man, I had to take him out to the vet, man. Woof. Guy got hit with that vet bill. Yikes.
Oh, no.
All the medication. Holy crap, man. It was close to – it was over $360 or something for the medication.
Holy – what happened? Did they catch the Fouch?
that probably would have been cheaper. No, both pigs – two pigs actually have like a chest, like what the hell they call it, a respiratory infection.
Yeah.
Both of them are very minor, but even then, the Baytril that they give for the guinea pigs is extremely expensive. The one pig needed eye drops, and it turns out one of the pigs came and had like these little tiny mites. So I had to get the damn stuff for that too. So like, Jesus. They get the boosters. And speaking of the Peen King, he is in the chat right now. Very important that you clear poll, because Walton, matter of fact, he has a couple polls going on right now. POLE, not POLL, from what I understand. The poor piggies, yeah. Prayers for the piggies, yeah, man. And be sure to send prayers out there for Drew too. I mean, he's still going through a bit. He's still trying to work his way through all this, but he's got a lot of us to back him up, show him support, and give him advice when he needs it.
Yeah, it's a very tough situation, man. Yeah, sending nothing but love out to Drew.
No, what's up, Red? Hell, Walton loves polls. See? See? Tommy is a liar. What are you talking about? Right there, Red saying it too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Wookiee said it earlier. Pay attention here.
Walton, did you miss your stream this morning? Because I was there.
Red says being the giver doesn't make you gay.
You're wrong.
There's going to be a throwdown in this chat.
You're wrong. Sweaty guy.
Gotta love it. So I want to actually pick this up and start off with something that I picked up pretty recently. Here it goes. They're going at it. I love it. Keep it going, guys. This is actually hilarious. Perfect. But I had picked up the TMNT versus Cobra Kai a while back, and that was the Donatello versus Johnny Lawrence one, which, I had some issues with the Donatello not being able to hold on to his bow staff. So I wound up picking up the one.
Wait, Donnie couldn't hold his pole?
Nope. Walton should be all over that one. Maybe it was some of that their grease, that special Walton grease that they had on there, and that's why he couldn't hold on to it properly. I don't know. but his hands didn't lock around it the way it should have. It's important to be able to firmly grip your pole.
We're supposed to be talking toys, not Walton's peen and his. No, I'm kidding.
So I got the Michelangelo versus Daniel LaRusso. So
okay.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cue that up. I had to break this one into 3 segments. Again, there was a lot to unpack in this one. And unfortunately, I did get a little angry in the middle of this one.
And we got Rorschach with us today from the Guinea Pig Collective as we're getting ready to review another set of toys. Today we got an interesting one by the way of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Cobra Kai. Are you ready for this one, Rorschach? It sure seems like you are. All right, let's get into it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell.
So in case you missed the last one where I did Donatello versus Johnny Lawrence, today we have from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Cobra Kai, Michelangelo.
I want a large, thick crust with double cheese, ham, pepperoni.
Versus Danny LaRusso.
Banzai! Daniel LaRusso here for LaRusso Auto.
Now, I really do enjoy this series of figures that they came out with. I did have a few issues with the last one, so if you missed that video, go back to one of our older Collectable Past and check that out. Eventually, we'll be going up on my channel as a video as well, but right now we are discussing this for Collectable Past. I do like this series with the one exception that I have with the Donatello one, hoping that maybe it just happened to be that particular box that I picked up. Hopefully not all the figures are like this, but we're going to go ahead and get this one open and check it out and see what it's like.
So, I mean, it's the same thing with the other one. The box art is pretty cool. The presentation on these ones are amazing. Like, the first time I seen them, I looked at the presentation. I was shocked.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, they do look good.
Good packaging.
But I'm going to get into the second clip and get into what these figures look like so we can have a little bit more of a discussion about it. And, oh, my God, some of the problems that they had, oh, Jesus.
Oh, I believe it.
I actually had to tone it down a bit because if I would have said what I really felt at the time, this would have been at least a double R rated.
Well, that's what the stream's for, right?
Exactly. All right, here we go.
So as we have them out of the package, taking a look at them, both of them look amazing, just like the first set did. Once again, though, I have a bit of a problem with Michelangelo where his arms don't come all the way in. One arm actually seems to stick out a little bit further than the other one. Now, Daniel LaRusso looks excellent. With the gi on, I think his arms look a lot better than the Johnny Lawrence one did. However, they did mess up here because they don't have this rubber top of his gi closed up enough around his arm so it kind of looks like there's a big rip in his gi. I don't like that. They really screwed that one up. At the very least, they should have had a little bit of white paint application underneath so you didn't see the flesh tone skin underneath. That's one thing I don't like. Everything else about the figure looks pretty amazing. So one thing I want to talk about before I put the weapons on Michelangelo and we see how well his hands actually hold the nunchucks as compared to Donatello. Playmates actually did a huge fuck up on this figure. Huge. The legs. One leg is incredibly longer than the other one. I don't even know how this gets past quality control. This is fucking ridiculous. This actually disappoints me greatly. While there was a few problems with the other one with the hands not holding the weapon, something like this is unforgivable. This is fucking stupid. So with the chucks in his hands, and I'm going to preface this just barely because once again, as far as the hands being able to move, fingers are extremely tight and barely want to move at all, and the thumbs are so loose that they can't actually hold onto the nunchuck, so they're just kind of sitting there barely hanging on. Once again, poorly done, terrible quality control on the part of Playmates. And it's a shame because the figure itself looks amazing, but it's little details like that that just make this set look like shit. Now because of this, having two sets of figures look this bad, I don't even know if I want to bother looking for the last two in this collection. It really is a shame that they didn't pay a little bit more attention to detail. Now, I will say one thing I do like about the nunchucks for Michelangelo is the chain is actually a legitimate chain. I thought that was a cool touch, but unfortunately, since he could barely hold on to him, that little piece almost seems pointless. Because if the figure can't really hold on to the damn things, what good is making it look good with a chain?
Dude, I was laughing when I saw that.
That
holy
fucking
shit.
leg. What's going on, Caos Hoy? Chris Fisk is in the house. We also got Pacific 14. What 414? What's up, Pacific 414?
What's
yeah,
up?
weak. Yeah, damn. Yeah, that's exactly what I seen that, because when I took it out of the package, I was like, damn, the figure looks good. And then I picked it up and looked at it, and I seen the leg, and I was like, are you shitting me?
Wow.
Are you like, I started cursing. I kicked the chair over. I was like, I was almost busted my freaking light that I used to shoot the videos.
Holy shit, man. That's yeah. We used to see a guy like that up in New York when we were kids. His name was Limpy Mikey. He'd walk around town like that. He had one leg longer than the other. He kept tripping all the time. No, what kind of shit is this? What, are these people on crack? Holy shit. And it wasn't like by a little bit. That was like a freaking inch.
I know, that was so ridiculous.
One stumpy leg.
It's a mutant turtle. That doesn't even cover that screw up. And it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja failure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Lasso of Truth, I'd be mad too. I have a Jon Snow figure that wouldn't hold his sword, so I hot glued it to his hand. And that's ridiculous.
Wow.
You shouldn't have to.
Is that a McFarlane one? Because I know they do shit like that.
No, that's actually straight up Playmates.
No. She said the Jon Snow.
The Jon Snow. Oh, yeah. Jesus, my bad.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow. And what about Donnie? His legs weren't like that, were they?
No, they were fine. They were fine. He just couldn't hold on to the damn bow staff.
Yeah. Holy crap. Dude, that is just... Yeah, that's unacceptable, man. Did you write them yet? No,
not yet. I'm going to.
I know you will.
You're going to know why when I finish the other review that I have. Why? But that'll be after you talk about one of yours, and we have like a mini toy break in the middle. But holy crap, man! I got one more for this. Mm-hmm. So I think I may cuss a little bit more, but I was actually holding it back. Yeah. I was holding it back. That's how mad I was.
You're stronger than I am.
Here we go.
But if you put them in an action pose, they don't look half bad. Once again, because Michelangelo's leg is so much longer on one than the other, it makes it a little bit difficult to get him into a pose. Danny LaRusso, I didn't have too much of a problem even getting him up on his toes. That one, they did really well. It's just a shame that their bread and butter Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one looks poor as far as quality control as compared to the Cobra Kai one with Danny LaRusso. Overall though, I still think it's a decent set, but the quality control issues with this set is driving me absolutely insane. I don't know how they can fuck it up this bad. Anyway guys, what do you think about this one? Do you think I was a little bit harsh again? I think I was a lot harsher in this one than the last set because, well, other than Donatello not being able to hold his bow staff and Johnny Lawrence's forearms looking like sleeves, I didn't have that big of an issue with the first set. But this second set, Daniel LaRusso, they knocked out of the park, and Michelangelo, they failed. And they failed hard. And it really is a shame. I had such high hopes for this set.
Yeah, man, that's rough. Are you gonna get the other ones?
I really don't know, because after that, I was so disappointed. I'm not sure if I want to. I guess I'm going to go there and I'm going to really look at them. I might even just open the damn box up in the toy store before I buy it.
Oh, whoa! I think they frown upon that, but
well, you know what? I've seen other people do it, and quite honestly, if it's going to be that shitty, why am I going to waste the money and take it out of the store? Either that, or maybe I'll just be really careful about the packaging and see how bad it is. If it's that bad, just take it back to the store and there was something wrong with this. I want my money back.
Yeah, that's it. Keep the receipt and do that. I've done that. Because these people, man, the money that they make on these properties and shit, there's no excuse for them to be doing what they're doing.
No, she can't remember who made it. Hey, what's going on, Moira? Good to see you. Nice. And Decepticons, Cave of Villains, good to see you as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was just so disappointed. Yeah, epic failure. Yeah, beyond reproach. I mean, how does that even escape quality control? Like the thing with Daniel LaRusso, where he's got that little bit of flesh tone that's actually showing in between his arm and that rubber part of his gi that's on there. I can kind of see how that might slip through. And that was the only problem I had with the figure. But how do you screw up the legs that bad? I mean, the hands, it's bad enough because you're supposed to be holding the nunchucks in the package, and you can't. It didn't hold it in the package either. If it wasn't the fact that they were taped down, those things had been flying all through the package because you can't hold them. So it's bad enough they missed that, and then to miss that leg being longer by over an inch, that's beyond retarded. It
is. It seriously is. And again, there's plenty of times in during the production of these figures where they could step in and do quality control and make sure everything is right, but they get lazy, and yeah, this shit happens. And who suffers? The customer suffers.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing too. I mean, oh God. When you want repeat business, you want those figures to be knocked out of the park every single time, or as close as they possibly can be. Like, let's take, for example, that Swamp Thing figure that we both picked up.
Yeah.
Like, was there some things that they could have did to make it better? Absolutely. But for what they gave you, there was absolutely no real problems with it. I had no issues with it.
Yeah. I think it's finding a proper balance between that kind of stuff. You know, the quality of a figure versus what they look like, what they could do, how accurate sculpt and paint is and all that, articulation. There's a lot of things that kind of weigh out whenever we do reviews and stuff on these things. But I'd say, like, to Lasso of Truth, what she said, you know, I can understand if it's another company that they get more or closer, like, to realism, like, you know, with likenesses and whatnot, things of that nature. If it's in, you know, inbox collectors, like, I get it, but it's Playmates. Playmates are usually geared more towards children, and, you know, to do a crossover with this franchise, that's a lot of money between both different franchises like that. So there's no excuse for them to do what they did. Yeah, that's epic failure for sure.
I usually do Decepticon, but this is one of the ones that I actually misplaced it.
Damn.
Yeah, super fan, lazy and greedy. Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, it's a damn shame, man.
I was so disappointed because, like I said, the first set wasn't bad. I mean, other than the fact that he couldn't hold that damn staff, so I had high hopes for this one. Like, I'm thinking, like, oh, maybe the hands would be better in this one. And when I first got it out of the package, I felt how tight the fingers were. I said, oh, cool. But the fingers don't come back far enough. Like, they did not engineer the fingers to come back far enough to actually grip the damn chucks. And that's where the mistake happened there.
Yep. And these are simple things. This is like, if you're doing that process of, you know, that should have been caught in the early stages. They shouldn't even have cut steel at that point. You know what I mean? That's like, especially if they're doing the actual sculpt in hand versus on the computer, there's still things that they should be able to see. But it looks like, judging from that mistake with the legs, that I think that was in hand. Someone sculpted that in hand. I don't know. Or just outsourced to China altogether, because China really doesn't care about stuff like that.
No, they do not.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of which, yeah, here's McFarlane. I have a General Zod. I believe this was from Rebirth, the design. I think Lasso of Truth might have said that. But yeah, this was an interesting figure. It's not one that I would have picked up, but I don't know. Seeing him in the store, I thought this thing looked pretty cool. The design on him and everything. So I'll play it while I chat a bit here. But yeah, I thought the packaging, again, for what he's doing with the multiverse stuff, it's pretty good. It's decent for what they have. The thing that I'm so sick of is the laziness yet again. Right here, they do they take a product photo instead of giving you artwork. This is a joke, because then they take the same image and they put it on the trading card that comes with the figure. Like, why would you do that? Like, it is so stupid. If people are actually collecting the cards, which I doubt, most people just chuck them anyway, because really it's stupid. If it's not artwork, if it's just a photo of the toy, yeah, that's retarded. And my other gripe with this figure is he's a character who's a Kryptonian. Why doesn't he come with a flight stand? Mm-hmm. Like, I really don't understand it. But that aside, I do think the sculpt is really nice. The details on this guy are pretty damn sweet. The cape, the flow of the cape is fantastic. He's got great.
Now, is that cape just a straight up plastic cape?
Yeah, it's kind of like a rubbery plastic. Like it got a little more give. But yeah, the other thing is they will not put washes on these figures, and they won't do dry brush, which I have no idea why, because the detail is there on all these figures. Just a little light dry brush on some spots, and it'll really make these things pop even more. But there is a laziness to it, because they're producing just so many figures, and they just keep banging them out. Their quality is going to start to go down if they keep doing this, going down this route. So they need to make sure that things are in place properly. I know he does things differently now from when I was there, because things used to be sculpted in studio, and we were able to actually go over things in a better way and put more love and attention into these figures. Now, I think these things are being sculpted on the computer, and I think the files are getting just sent straight over to China. So that's why some figures look amazing, others look really, kind of piss poor, or there's issues with articulation and stuff. But I gotta say, with this guy, they did a pretty nice job, considering too, because he's got like some of these big armored pieces on him, and like the articulation is pretty smooth. I'll jump a little bit so you can see. Although right here, his hair got unpegged in the front of his head. So all that hair that he has on the top of his head is a separate piece, and they plugged it in. You can't see it right now, and even in hand, you can't tell. But if you go to move the head and your thumb happens to, hit that piece of his hair, you can see like he looks bald. It's kind of funny. But other than that, like I said, articulation's nice. That ball joint, that kind of diaphragm cut, fantastic. I was not expecting it, because we know a lot of McFarlane figures, they're very stiff. The other figure I'm going to show you after Tommy's shows you another one. That figure, like that diaphragm joint, is super tight. Yeah, the hand fell off, but it's no big deal. It's just a peg that you pop right back in. The splits were good on this one. They went back to the rubber diaper thing, which it's all solid black, so I don't really mind. It's not as distracting. Some figures literally look like they're wearing diapers, though. Like that Flash figure I reviewed, he looks like he's just wearing a red diaper. But we know, because Ezra Miller, he likes his hot dogs. Maybe he likes easy access. I don't know. Or something happened down there and he needs his diaper. So like it would make sense in that figure. But no, this guy was pretty cool. I was kind of impressed by him. But again, give me a flight stand. And here's what he looked like next to that Swamp Thing figure.
Yeah, that Swamp Thing with freaking was amazing.
Yeah, that guy was great. I did use one of the other flight stands that I had laying around. I always keep one out just in case.
Have they ever included flight stands with any of them?
Yeah, there's a handful of figures that came with them. I know there's Superman figures. I think most of them, or almost all of them, came with one. I don't think the Frank Miller one did though. I didn't even bother getting them because I'm not a fan of the really big, bulky looking versions. But yeah, I don't know. I think they need to design a new one. I am still planning on doing the SH Figure Arts reviews, and I'll show you their stands and how well they work. And that's, I think, the direction people need to start going, you know, in terms of using these flight stands, because this thing's big and clunky. It doesn't grip properly either. And it's the only one that he keeps using everywhere, which is really stupid, you know? Yeah, Brent.
Yeah, the brand. I'm sorry. Yeah, there it is.
Holy hell. Yeah, dude, it's kind of crazy.
Now, I've seen a lot of these ones from DC, and some of them do look amazing. Yeah, like you're saying, like some of them are just so piss poor. Like,
oh yeah. Well, and that's what I'm going to break down tomorrow. Because again, there was an argument. There's something that Todd said. He went on. He had an interview somewhere, Shartimus Prime, and Bleeding Cool talked about it. And there was a quote that they got from Todd talking about female figures, and he goes, yeah, you can't have a full line of female figures in a boys aisle, because then like if a boy gets a female figure, he's going to end up turning into a serial killer. This is what he says.
But yeah, like, I don't know about all that.
This guy's brain dead. And we've had this argument back when I was working there, because everybody was like, can we get more female figures? I know collectors wanted more of them. There were certain characters that he never really did properly, and we wanted to see them, and he was like afraid to go near them. I think it's just maybe a mental disorder with him. I think maybe something happened when he was a kid. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, he's allergic to going near female figures. But the ones that were released did damn well for his company. And that's what I'm going to be breaking down tomorrow. Because I'm sorry, if you do a really hot figure, it's going to sell. And I've seen it in the Japanese market. I've seen it with their import figures. I've seen it with certain Marvel Legends figures. G.I. Joe. Tommy, if you walk into a store and they just released the G.I. Joe Baroness figure from the Classified series, could you find one?
Gone. Out of there.
Exactly.
Well, it's the same thing with Scarlet.
Yeah.
I'd seen the 3 3/4 inch Scarlet. I seen it once. I went back to the store because they had a ass load of them. When I went back the next day, because like, you know, I should go back and pick it up anyway. They were all gone. Every last one of them. They were all gone.
Yeah. So like I'll be talking about that versus like what Star Wars had done with the really shitty characters and the potato suits, and yeah, we're talking about the Tico figure. Like I'll get into all that tomorrow, because a lot of people don't really know, and I know in that thread people were defending Todd left and right. I'm sorry, the guy's very left leaning. There's a lot of other things that come into play with that shit, and I'll break it down, including.
Yeah, and if you guys are listening to this and you're wondering, well, why is Vinnie talking shit about him? Just remember, Vinnie used to work for McFarlane.
Yeah, I was a lead designer at the company, so I know what goes into these figures. I know the numbers that they were doing, and that's why I'll be breaking it down properly in tomorrow's stream over on my channel. So make sure to tune in. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, because it's ridiculous, and I've been itching to cover this. I only saw the article like 2 days ago, but yeah, we'll be getting into it, and Tommy will be there too, and we'll give you our professional opinions as collectors, and then I'll definitely give you my my personal views, including while I was working there, what had happened with a couple of figures too that were supposed to be made and never got the opportunity to be made.
So here's a question for you, because he's got whatever problem he does with female figures. Is that why some of the female figures look so bad that are coming out of McFarlane?
I think so. He's only had a handful of them that look decent, and the ones that I've seen sitting as, like, you know, peg warmers is what they call them. They're really shitty characters that nobody knows. He had that I think the Drowned Batman. It was off that Metal series when they had all these different Bruce Waynes, and they had a female one that was like the Aquaman version. That's the only one I've really seen sitting on pegs Like in all the stores, she's got like a full kind of pantsuit thing. It just looks so bad. The design's awful. But yeah, like I said, I'll get into them, including a lot of the shitty ones that he's done. Yeah, I wouldn't say all the DC figures are shit that he's done.
No, there's definitely been some good ones, and I've seen it myself because, like I said earlier, Vinny and I both on the same damn day somehow, simpatico, we both picked up Swamp Thing.
Yeah, you cannot tell me that this Swamp Thing figure is a shit figure. This thing is beautiful. Oh, I spun it too much. There we go. That thing is awesome, and I have a full review on him. The sculpt work on that thing is incredible. But yeah, and again, like the good ones, they fly off the shelves. This is the other one I'll be showing you in a minute. It's Kodokan from Mortal Kombat. That figure is really cool, and yeah, we'll jump into that in a minute. But like the paint application, everything is beautiful on this thing. But yeah, so for those who are Mortal Kombat fans, we'll get into that next. But yeah, we'll let Tommy hit another one first, and then yeah, I'll pull that one up.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I want to go back. There was actually something I wanted to catch real quick. Chris Fisk said this earlier. He said the original TMNT action figures from Playmates were pretty shit too. Besides all the weapons being brown, Donatello couldn't even stand on his own because of his feet designs. I've heard about some of those figures not being able to stand. The ones I had, Chris, I had no problem with the ones I had. As far as like the weapons being all brown, that was just one of the things that they were doing to cut down cost, I guess, on them. They just they were just all solid colors, like all the ones for most of the Foot Clan. They were all just plain gray, and a lot of the other guys were gray initially too. I think like Bebop, Rocksteady, you know, all their weapons were just grayed out, and the turtles were just all brown. So that was typical. But yeah, as far as the figures, I didn't have any problems with the ones I had.
Yeah. Oh, real quick to the Sentinel, what he said too. It was they should have all came with the cloth capes. Yeah. I do agree, but I'll tell you too, the reason why the majority of his figures suck right now, or there's good numbers of them that do look like shit, it's because he outsourced to China. When he closed the studio in New Jersey, he moved everything over to Tempe, Arizona, and he was outsourcing to China. That's why the majority of his figures sucked. He did all those just the little versions of The Walking Dead, and then people were getting pissed. His numbers were dropping even more because it was sports figures and those shitty Walking Dead ones. And people are like, what the hell's going on? What happened? What happened to McFarlane Studios? And that's when they started to do 7-inch figures again. And they had like the 7-inch versions of some of the Walking Dead. And then they started to pepper in other stuff, other video games and his comic book shit. But yeah, it's crazy. It's the DC line or license that he got that kind of saved his ass. And now because of them, again, when you have your hands on known characters, there's a reason why he's got like 50 different Batman figures out there, because Batman sells no matter what, you know. And like I said, I'll get into it more tomorrow. Like I'm already gearing up for it.
Yeah, I hear you. Like sometimes with the plastic stuff, yeah. I mean, well, like old school McFarlane, like the original Spawns, they had those shitty capes. And I know he tried to do something with some of those capes to make it look like they had a little movement, like they folded in. But the way they folded in, because it was just a bend, like a lighter part of that plastic, that shit would just eventually just rip right off.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was that stuff. But he started doing like the solid kind of plastic ones that were like all in one kind of shape or movement. So if he had like one of the medieval Spawns, one of the later ones he did, they're fixed static poses with just a couple of little cuts for articulation, because he hated articulation. But the flow of the cape would be like in whatever the motion that he was in that static pose. Like if he was swinging his sword, they would try to bend the cape around. Like I don't know. He had ways of trying to do it. And, you know, for the most part, if you're doing like just like a small little statue kind of thing, that's fine. But now you're getting into the realm of articulation, and people love articulation. That's why they started doing what they did.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, weren't a lot of the original Spawns they were not even listed as action figures? They were listed as figurines, weren't they?
I believe so. But I know when I was there, we were pushing for more articulation, because we had just a group of very hungry guys who wanted to do more. They wanted to have better figures all around that they could put different poses in. Because they do all this hard work on the sculpt, so much detail, and then Todd's like, "Ma, I just want a static pose." No, Dick. If you're gonna put that much detail in these figures, and there's opportunities to hide joints, get them in there. Let it work. That's why I like that medieval line that I worked on. Like, we were playing around a bit, but he would keep putting restrictions on us. So we try to figure out like slide joints, different ways of, if we put it on an angle, you could have a figure that has a straight arm, but if you go to start to move it, because of the cut, it'll look like the arm is you could bend it, you know, and it'll look more natural. Like, we were trying to figure out different ways of doing it where Todd will okay it. When the majority of things, all you really need is proper ball joints. You put ball joints in the correct spots, you could have a super articulated figure. And again, with the elbow pads and everything else that most of his figures have, there's so many different ways of hiding it. Like, oh, it's infuriating. But like I said, we'll break into it more tomorrow.
Jason Lee Tucker, what is going on? Welcome. Who else did I see that popped in? Bone, what up, Bone?
What up?
Glinzer is also in the house. Zod looking like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Which is still all right. It was a good looking, I think, head sculpt.
Yeah, truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to see you, Sentinel. Welcome, buddy. I know we didn't have a chance to say it before you started reading stuff. And Bone is I still like his comic books. Spawn is still $2.99 after all these years. I thought the price went up.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really been picking up comics. Not in stores anyway.
The year 2 Batman figure he released is incredible. It has a molded cape and a cloth cape that you can put on.
Oh, okay.
And Wookie says, somewhere packed away, I have a giant Leonardo. His shell opens and holds a bunch of weapons. Nice. I know I have the 12-inch one somewhere, the big Leonardo one. What's up, Hammerhead? But, okay, so you ready to hear me rant and yell again, Vinny?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Unfortunately, that's what wound up happening. And this time it was from Neca, and I was so disappointed. It's very easy to hide ball joints when you've got Hasbro doing pinless tech on the joints of Marvel Legends. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, here's some more inside baseball. The majority of the people working at Neca used to work for McFarlane. So that's why we have a lot of similar issues regarding some of their figures.
And it's a shame. It's a shame. But I'm going to get into this one. Here we go.
So what do I have today? Today I have the Karate Kid Johnny Lawrence from NECA in his goose outfit.
You couldn't leave well enough alone. Could you, little twerp? No, you had to push it. Now you're gonna pay.
Now this one I picked up very late. I'd seen this one almost a year and a half ago, and I was looking at it. I thought about getting it, and I didn't pull the trigger. And I'd actually seen Daniel LaRusso, I seen Mr. Miyagi, and of course I seen Johnny Lawrence all together on the shelf, and I thought about getting him, and I didn't. And I managed to pick this one up much later. And from what I could see about this, it looks really amazing. I can't wait to get this one out. I hope this one holds up to the scrutiny, because some of the other figures I've done recently, when it's involving the Karate Kid or Cobra Kai, they've either came really close to hitting the mark, or they were just off a little bit. Hopefully this one hits all the right notes. So out of the package, he stands up. He doesn't look half bad, except for his damn feet. His feet are all kinds of pigeon-toed and warped looking. Like it's here we go again with quality control and NECA. I expected better out of you. I mean, I know this package was a little bit beat up, but it was not beat up anywhere near where the legs were.
Johnny, leave him alone, man. He's had enough. Other side, but he's had enough, man. What is wrong with you, Johnny? The enemy deserves no mercy, right?
This is just kind of disappointing that these feet look like this. I mean, they're all, the one right leg is all twisted and it's all cocked sideways to at the ankle like he's got a broken ankle. I just don't understand how they screwed that part up. Well, I don't understand why all these toys have been bad lately. It's like, are these companies just not paying attention to quality control anymore? This is horrendous. Because if I seen something like this in a Transformer, I'd be sending this shit back to Hasbro and say, this is garbage, send me something better. I wouldn't put up with it. I am half tempted to get a hold of Neca and Playmates as well about their Cobra Kai versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, because it's horrendous, and you shouldn't be paying for shit that was not inspected properly before it came out of the factory.
Yeah, there I go again. I started losing it. And what's going on? My buddy Slasher's in the house. Good to see you, Slasher.
What's up? Yeah, that figure had scurvy and broken ankles.
Yeah, it looked. Oh man, I can't. Like, the rest of the figure looked like okay, like for the face and everything. And I'll get into that in the second half of the part of the review. But the goddamn feet, the freaking ankle, all twisted, like they were twisted in, like they were pigeon-toed. And then that ankle, you could see the ankle was on like a huge, like almost like the ankle was broken or something. Like, jeez. Mr. Miyagi, step in, break ankle. Like, I don't know what was going on there. But
what kind of joint did the foot have?
The only thing it had is it had a little bit of a rock up and down just for the ankle. That's it. It didn't have a side to side. It didn't have nothing like that. Yeah,
I've never picked up that particular size of, like, what are they, like 8 inches or something?
Yeah, they're about 8 inches. They're right around the old Mego.
Yeah, like with the cloth. I never did. I almost did with the Roddy Piper. They lived, but I'm like, nah, I don't think it looks that good, so I'll pass on it. But yeah, because you could tell too, that type of plastic, it is shit. It is like that brittle stuff that Sentinel was talking about. I know for a while they had done some pretty good ones. Yeah, like the Glide figure I have, that thing is fantastic. Although the wings, the wings feel like they could fucking break at any point. They haven't, knock on wood. But I know there's a newer figure that they got released from the Gargoyles line. They did Demona. She looks incredible, but people have already said that the wings, they snap super easily. Yeah, product control, I don't know why they keep dropping the ball on certain things like that. But yeah, it's really sad, because what it comes down to is just it's the wrong plastic that they used, you know, in most cases anyway. Probably cheaper shit.
There's a representation which I look like after Mr. Miyagi kicked his ass.
Right.
And, Glitzer said the same thing, the beat him up version. Well, that's why I kept using his. I used that picture with them all laid out in the ground afterwards. Yeah, because that's how I felt when I got done doing this review. Like, they were all laid out because I was so mad. The GIMP version after Miyagi kicked his ass edition.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when you keep in the box.
Yeah,
all good, Lasso. All good. I don't get mad about anything. It takes a lot to get me pissed off.
Well, just give him a figure that's fucked up. That's enough.
Yeah. So I'm going to get into the second half of this one. This one's a little bit shorter. I think I was getting fed up by this point. But here we go.
You ain't going to...
But as far as the likeness of Johnny Lawrence from the Karate Kid with the ghost outfit on, the likeness is there. That looks good. The outfit is pretty cool. Like, even his hoodie pulls down a little bit. There isn't much in the way of posability because damn joints are so freaking stiff, but the arms come up, they come around. It's got a bend at the elbow. Doesn't feel like a twist at the elbow. There is a small turn at the hands. The head does turn side to side. It does seem to move up and down a little bit, so I'm assuming there's a small ball joint in there. There is a waist turn. And the legs, oh god, these legs are so stiff. It does have a fair amount of movement, not much back, but it's a decent amount forward. So you can almost get him in a kick. But damn, that ankle. that ankle looks bad. And the ankles do have a little bit of pivot in them as well as having a knee bend. But that pigeon toe look, that just drives me nuts. And it's a shame too, because the rest of the figure looks amazing. And one last thing, Johnny, these freaking damn legs. Johnny also came with a mini Walkman. Nice little addition. Just one huge problem. If you put the headphones on, where do you sit the Walkman? Do you just let it dangle? Like, he can't put it in his hand anywhere, so it was almost, what's the point of giving this? I don't get that one.
Enemy deserves no mercy. Right!
I don't know, guys. What do you think about this one? You think I'm just getting bitter at this point? Or you think I'm absolutely right calling him out for trash quality control?
He didn't even come with alternate hands?
Nothing.
Holy shit. Great job, Neca.
Yeah, the ankles on the thing, it looked like it was put in the microwave, and the hands, actually, the one thing I noticed later on about how bad they did the paint applications on the gloves on his hands.
Oh,
the face and the top of the sculpt for the head didn't look half bad. It looked pretty good. The outfit looks cool, but when you get down to the paint applications on the hands, horrible. Like, even his sneakers, the paint applications look decent. It's just that he's got a broken ankle.
What kind of horse shit?
No mercy. Yeah, that's why I went with that over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he shuts the door and melts it down. I did buy something from them because, unfortunately, most of the stores I go to, the shit is gone because of all the scalpers. So yeah. I've been having to resort to going to sites like that because I'm not paying some of those ridiculous eBay prices.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that sucks though. When we order like stuff like that, we don't know what the quality is going to be because, you know, if you're in the store, you could compare paint jobs, things of that nature, and that's what sucks about those online stores.
Yeah, and you know what, Adam? It shouldn't be though. That figure is so cool. It should be a figure that you should be able to take out and pose and put out somewhere and display it. And what's going on? Frog G, what's up? Good to see you hopping into the chat. Awesome one. How's it going, man? Good to see you. FF. What's that?
Right.
FFSS. Yeah, I got that right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens to figures that fail. I'm telling you, man. I will be calling NECA. I've got nothing better to do with my time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, their customer service is shit. I know if you even call out Randy, he's like the head guy over there. He's the one that used to work at McFarlane. He's the guy. He stole the Rolodex of for all these different companies to get the IPs. That's how they did it. That's how they got a lot of properties out of the gate. Because he was the guy who was, you know, on the phone with the representatives all the time and trying to, you know, make deals with certain celebrities or franchises and whatnot.
It's all assassin. When I used to work at a store, the staff and I would catch the scalpers all the time. Yeah, I've actually heard stories. Oh God, what was the one story we were talking about, Vinny? They said that they would crush the packaging.
Yeah. One of my friends was working there at one of the Targets, and he said that. He goes, yeah, these guys come in at crazy hours right before we open, and then they demand their figures, and like they know that they're in the back or whatever. So he goes, when we go in the back to get them, he goes, because they're dicks to us, we kick the boxes around and shit so they can't resell them because they're damaged. They take that, you pricks.
Unfortunately, I wound up seeing a figure I really wanted. It was a merman figure from the Origins line, Masters of the Universe. Oh, I was looking for that figure, and the one I found, the packaging was all smashed up. I was like, "Yep, there goes that one." And I was like, "Vinnie said something about that," and I said, "Yeah, there's my figure. Thanks, scalpers." I was looking in the aisle to see if I seen any scalpers because I was going to punch them right in the face. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Retroblasting made a video about NECA and how they're sketchy.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
could you imagine, Wookie? Call them up on a live stream. I should set that up and call them on Collectable Past, but it'd be too late by then.
Dude, that'd be hilarious, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I have something new for the show today before you get in your last topic. So we'll see how this one works.
Okay.
Here we go.
So we got Rorschach. What's going on, Rorschach? Say hello to the people. We got Rorschach with us today, and we got another toy break coming at you from 2020. We have these die-cast G.I. Joe vehicles. Now this pack is actually kind of interesting. They're almost like micro machine sized, but they are all die-cast. This is actually a very interesting set. And the fact that we picked it up way after the fact that it should have been gone off the shelves is actually pretty hilarious. And along with this set, we also have, from 2021, the big giant collector set of the G.I. Joe die-cast figures. Another one, a very interesting set. Got a lot of the favorites in there. It's got Duke, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Destro, and so many others, including the Bat and Zartan. I love Zartan. Oh, you moving that one for me, Rorschach? Thank you. Another interesting set and another example of a retro style toy being done right.
That was great.
I wanted something to actually get in the middle of some of the stuff I was doing. I should have played that before the Johnny Lawrence, but I wanted to stay on that high that I had from the first rant first.
Yeah, of course. Dude, that was excellent. I like that. I think I knew one of the girls in one of the segments you had there. To be honest.
What, the last one doing the dance?
Possibly. Oh shit.
Yeah, I was trying to. I incorporated that into the Monday show. I thought it was a nice little break in the middle of the show, in between segments. So I actually got the idea from not only from Pete when he does his little like mini break commercials, but also from the way Wookie put some of his videos good. So shout out to both those guys, ETEP and Wookie, for that. I was watching. I was like, God, why don't I just do something like that with toys? Why didn't I just do something like that? So I was like, I'm going to. Dude,
it was great. And by the way, too, like those diecast side of the G.I. Joes are awesome, man. I really like those.
Yeah, I was actually surprised because I'd seen them before in Walmart, and I was taking a look, and I was like, I don't know. And then I seen this giant collector set. I seen it at Walgreens of all places, and it was marked down. I was like, "Oh man, this is right there, right where I like."
Recently?
Yeah, it was just maybe about 2 or 3 days ago. I'd seen it, so I filmed it right away.
Wow, what did it go for?
Yeah, it was like $9.99.
Dude, that is an excellent price.
Yeah, Soul Assassin, he absolutely is, and Rorschach apparently does not like sharing the camera with a big giant toy box.
That was funny. Yeah, he's just like whap.
He's hyper vigilant. Yeah, he is. He's a wise guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was staring at everybody the whole time. He loves his camera time. He's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, Rorschach doesn't give a fuck. He does not.
Yeah.
Rorschach, I'm the real American hero. What's up, Draven? Good to see you, Vamp.
What's up, man? Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I was actually, after seeing that set, I was like, damn, next time I'm out looking, if they have some different figures in some of those packages, I might look for another one of those, because I was actually impressed with them. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're the highest detail in them, but the paint applications and everything were there, and they look like the damn figures.
Yeah, and for the size that they are, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's awesome stuff right there, man. Yeah, so, here's the Kodokan figure from Mortal Kombat 11, and we're gonna jump into this. Before I do, by the way, you could tell right here from these joints, this is 100% outsourced to China, 100%. So that's why, like, they're doing these things, I think, on the computer, and then they're just sending them out to them. And it's funny how you see the quality, how it changes if it's being hand sculpted versus on the computer and what they do. But it's interesting. But anyway, I think the paint applications are really nice on this guy. Like the way that they did the silver and the gold, those look excellent. I wish there was a little bit more on them though. That's the one gripe that I have with some of these figures. Again, a little bit of dry brush, or they have certain things that could get a little extra paint on them. You know, he's got like a couple of different rings and stuff that are attached to the leather bits. Like, go ahead, put a little extra in it. They figured, I guess, if it's just a front view, they're not going to bother with the details in the back. But it's stupid when they do stuff like that, and lazy, and just to save a penny or two here or there. It's a little bit ridiculous. But I do think that these figures are awesome, the Mortal Kombat ones. They look really, really nice. And I know they have like a bunch of different versions, different paint jobs and stuff of these figures, but packaging's really, really nice on this. I'll jump a little bit so you can see the figure himself. And they got that Aztec warrior looking dude down. You know, this is a really nice sculpt for what it is.
Is that like a gloss that they used for the weapon?
It's possible. I don't know. It's whatever paint that they used. It just looks like it's the two colors on there. But yeah, I was kind of surprised too that there was a little bit more of a reflectiveness to it. In person, I don't really see a gloss to it. I think it's just the type of paint that they used, because it's similar on his outfit as well. Those bits that you see there, it matches up in a pretty nice way. Give those Chinese kids a break. Yeah. Well, listen, if you're going to outsource those sweatshops, you know, get another crew of those kids in there. Let them do the finishing touches on them.
Soul Assassin says, I want to know who does the McFarlane Batman painting. Got an Arkham Knight recently and had to repaint the toy. Yikes.
Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, again, quality control. They're not paying attention to a lot of stuff. I've seen them in stores where the paint jobs either look horrible, they look okay, and you'll have some cases where they look pretty good. So, it's all up in the air. But I think with a lot of those Batman figures, they're cranking so many of them out. It doesn't really matter. That's why they're trying to do all the I
was going to say real quick before you get past that, the rune work on the sword.
Oh yeah, dude, it looked beautiful. I'll go back a little bit before I take a better look. But yeah, like the details are definitely there in this thing, you know. So and that's what I mean. If you did a little bit of a wash in there, you know, it'll make it pop even more, get a little more depth. But again, for what it is, I almost like that this one is actually super clean like that, because he's like one of those characters that are kind of godly in the game. You know, he uses a lot of like the sun powers and shit like that, since he's like, this Aztec warrior guy. But what the hell is it? Oh, with the figures, yeah, they're trying to cast them in like either solid black for Batman or the solid grays. You could tell with Kodokan, like obviously his skin and shit that they're gonna do. It's mostly, you know, cast in that greenish kind of color, you know, and then they'll go in there and put a little bit of paint here and there. The head, it was not cast in green. Whatever base color that they used, it was for the entire head. I think for the metal work in there, so they did something a little bit different. But I can't remember in the game or not if it was slightly off the color, because there's like some kind of speckling and shit too that they put in the face. But like I said though, the sculpt work is fantastic. That piece right there that was separate in the box, and you got to plug it in. So you got to, like, you know, kind of. Is
that headdress? Is that rubber type material too?
Yeah, it's solid though. It's good. Once you get it in there, yeah, there's no worries whatsoever.
You know what that reminds me of a little bit? Do you remember the old Max figures that McFarlane did?
Oh yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me, something like that. Of course, this is a lot better than the Max one, but it was something very similar with the headdress that he came with.
Yeah. Well, they did like a lot of the female hair is kind of similar. It's like the same type of plastic that they use. You know, when they try to get, like, you know, hair flowing in a fixed position, it's like that kind of rubbery material that's put on separate. But again, like for what these are, like the Mortal Kombat ones are pretty nice. This guy though, I think the scaling was a bit off. He seems slightly short compared to. Well, I'll show two other Mortal Kombat figures, or ones that are in that line. And I think Kotal Khan's supposed to be a little bit bigger than that. Shao Kahn is bigger than him. I know that in the games and everything. But I still think this guy should have been a little bit taller. I couldn't find where I put my Shao Kahn. But I would have put him in the review as well. He's in the box somewhere buried. I got too much shit right now.
So were the joints tight on this one at least?
Yeah, they're tight. They're pretty good. The feet are a little bit looser. And I think he should have had like slightly wider feet. Oh, of course, we got advertisement. 1 second. But yeah, for what this dude is, it's pretty good. The joint over here is super tight. I didn't heat that up yet, but on the left arm it was good. The wrist joints are doing better because, you know, you get those really big, ugly ball joints on most of their figures. They're starting to correct that a bit. So I'll give it to him there. The ankles are still very big on a lot of figures, but it's not as noticeable anyway. Yeah, here's the Sub-Zero. Now, Kotal Khan should be taller than Sub-Zero. I don't know why they kind of scaled him down a bit. He should be at least another ½ inch, you know, in height. Because, like, the width is good. You know, the musculature that they have on him is pretty solid. But I think he's just, yeah, he's a little bit short. Has anyone else played Mortal Kombat 10 or 11 in the chat? Do you remember Kotal Khan being shorter than Sub-Zero? Because, I mean, obviously, to the head piece, it's, you know. But if you're looking like on, like, well, what you really got to do is look at the eyes. But, yeah, he's too short. I think he needs to be bigger, you know? No, there's no rubbery kind of stuff in there. No, these are pretty solid. And it's a shame, too, because the Sub-Zero, I know he was one of the first ones that they did. He's got extra articulation in here that you can't do anything with. Because when they put, like, this, that chest piece on, it's solid, and it's too stiff. You get zero movement. So they had articulation there. They spent the money to cut steel to put extra joints, and you can't do anything. You can't move. It's retarded.
I've seen a few other figures like that I'd actually reviewed recently, and yeah, the movement was there, but it could maybe make a half a turn, not even. Like it was pretty ridiculous. Like I had one figure, it could make about a quarter turn in the waist because of everything else that was in the way. Yeah. So it was almost like, yeah, at that point, why even bother? You might as well just not even have it.
Oh, it's a damn shame. And like I told you, man, I'm gonna grab one of these Street Fighter figures and I'll start doing those because I think you guys will really, you'll see what I'm talking about too when it comes to articulation, who does it right and who's been doing it wrong. Because there's some figures they did that are on, you know, they're bigger characters and articulation is just as good as like if it's a skinny little character, you know, or one of the female ones. But yeah, we'll get into it. But again, it's a type of plastic that they use, and it's because they don't have in-house, you know, in-studio artists anymore working on these things. These are all outsourced to China. So you know, they're good with painting and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. They need to step it up in a different way. I gotta say, like something like this again, like he has like that diaper area that's really soft. He's got that chest piece. It's a softer plastic. The cape is soft, so that's why he's got more movement, better range. But someone like this who's kind of bulky with muscle, because of the type of plastic that they use and the other restrictions that are there, it's gonna stop, you know, all that nice movement. Like again, he's a Mortal Kombat 11 figure as well. This Spawn, I think this is the best Spawn figure they have made. Seriously, the Kickstarter one was a scam, a total fucking scam. You know, I know people went crazy over it. It was bullshit. He could have released those in stores at any time at better prices. What he did was shit. I think he milked fans, to be honest. With the amount that he made, he could have done more figures than just one. With a bunch of alternate heads and shit.
But I remember when you did that review for the Spawn one. I was quite impressed with that one.
Yeah, this was great.
Just the detail on the back of his cape.
Oh yeah, dude, it's beautiful what they did on there. I was really surprised because it's a design that they let Mortal Kombat do. Todd even said, he goes, "All right, you gonna get the license?" He goes, "All right, you can do your own," because they wanted to know how close they had to get to his comic book and all that, or a movie version. And I would say that what these guys did was fantastic because he does have extra sculpt work all over. Because in the game, like you could even see almost like a kind of skeletal mouth in there, and they did a damn good job. The only thing that would have really kicked this up even more is if these chains were like real chains. That would have been something else, but I know they weren't going to do something like that. And I think the boot was hollowed out. That's the only other issue. But you get extra articulation with the foot. So, again, that's not that bad. But, yeah, this figure right here is awesome. And I think he's reusing this on another Spawn figure coming out soon. They changed the cape and the head. But, yeah, the body is pretty much the same. I forgot which one it was, though. But yeah, like I said, I know that they could do better. I was there, and I know what they did wrong and why they did it wrong. And yeah, it's time to step it up because this is ridiculous. He outsold Hasbro, Mattel. He's the #1 in North America. I think it's time to cough up a few extra bucks and give people a little bit extra. Because even the shit that he did with like the and I heard a lot of people complaining about the Batman figures that are out now, like that Catwoman. They said the masked version was never in the movie the way that they have with the full mouth covered up. They go, why did they do that? And my argument too was, why, if you're gonna have a Catwoman figure, she's got all that space in the box. Give her alternate heads. Give her the 3 different looks: the mask up, the mask off, the mask on, and make it accurate. The whips, if you want to have one rolled up and it's solid, then do that, and then have one that's completely, you know, it's out. Unraveled, basically. Nope. They have if you want the figure that's masked, you need to buy it separately. If you want the one that's unmasked, you need to buy it separately. It's just it's a scumbag move. It's a scumbag move. I'll just say it clear as day.
Just a way to get extra money real quick, you know. I hate when the companies do that. And what's going on, Keely Chow? Good to see you. And I see Frankie's in the house too. What's up, Frankie?
Hey, Frankie. What's up? But yeah, man. So I don't know. I like I said, this is going to bleed into tomorrow's stream where I'll be talking more about McFarlane in general. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been that vocal when it comes to shit like that and what's been going on. But that really, really pissed me off when he said what he said about the female figures. Because I'm sorry, it's horse shit. It is horseshit. And yet, despite some of the shortcomings on this figure, I did give him a thumbs up because the presentation is really nice. There's way more pluses than minuses on this figure. And I do like the character a lot. So it's a great representation of. So, yeah, he does get a thumbs up from me on that.
Well, at least you're keeping it positive because neither one of mine were very positive.
Yeah. No, dude. Well, that's why I get very picky when it comes to stuff. And there have been figures I totally passed on because I know they look like shit, or I could tell from the box like the articulation is going to be pure garbage on them. I'm like, nope. I like figures you could actually pose and you know, display properly, or if it's a super sloppy paint job, you can tell what's cheap and what really isn't. But yeah, it all kind of depends.
Well, when I was looking at those Playmates one, I was looking at, I didn't think that they have much articulation. They do have a fair amount of articulation. But once again, you have the problems with the quality control where the hands don't hold nothing. And like Michelangelo's legs an inch or so longer. And then you have the Johnny Lawrence one. I looked at that and I was like, okay, I don't know. I'm thinking that this should have good articulation. Kind of reminds me of Amigo figure, and then the joints don't really move that good on it. They're extremely tight. Like you heard that shit creaking when I was moving the leg. I thought something was going to snap off at first. I was like, well, if it does, I've got it on video. Just let Neca argue that one. Hey, man, I just tried to move the leg and it snapped. This is all on you, bro.
Yeah. You shouldn't have to heat up every freaking figure that you get just to move joints on them. It's kind of bullshit. Yeah, Draven, you're right, man. Yeah, I pass on stuff too if I think it's overpriced for the quality. I agree with you on that.
Unfortunately, everything seems overpriced now. Like even some of those Transformers, and don't get me wrong, I love a lot of the stuff that Hasbro's doing with their Siege line, or I mean not Siege, War for Cybertron line. I think they're knocking it out of the park. But the shit is just so damn expensive, especially if you're trying to get so many different figures in the line like I'm trying to. That shit adds up quick.
Of course, man. Well, I try to get like just the main characters that I really liked, or you know, the ones that are closer to the G1 look. I'll do that. But yeah, you're right. There's certain ones like I didn't get Shockwave. I didn't think he was worth the price that they were charging. I'm like, no, that's way too expensive for something it's a smaller figure too. Like his scale was wrong. And they try to give him like extra shit to attach to him. I'm like, no, this is
to make him taller. Yeah, no, I still haven't even opened that one. I mean, I think the figure itself looks decent, but yeah, once again, that size scaling, and that started with the War for Cybertron line. Yeah, is when they scaled him down, and they've never rescaled him to his proper height since.
That sucks. Like, again, why would they do that? It's just so stupid, man. But man, I don't know. It drives me crazy what these companies have been doing. But yeah, I try to get some of these other ones like on some kind of discount. Like Kodokan, I got him at a discount. He was in GameStop. I think he was released a while ago, to be honest, and they just maybe had him in the back or something. So yeah, I had a coupon and shit too. I'm like, yeah, I'll get him.
And what is that telling you? That goes back to the mini toy break that I had with those G.I. Joe diecast figures. I mean, usually when things are a year more, over a year out, usually they're pulled from the shelves. Now it's to the point where so many of these toys are not selling on the shelves anymore that they're staying up longer. Like the fact that the missus went to a store and found the G.I. Joe mini vehicles on the shelf, and it was from 2020. There's no way that should have still been sitting on the shelf at that point. It should have been gone. But just people are just they're so disappointed and so disgusted with the quality control and just the garbage that they're getting. They're just not picking things up the way they used to.
Oh, I agree, man. I agree. That's why some of like the figures or the companies that you could rely on or have done really nice jobs, like they'll still have like good stuff. I don't remember if I showed it because I know we had skipped a couple of shows here and there. Did I show the Black Spider-Man on this one? I can't remember.
I think you might have, but it's been a while.
Because I know I was on I showed it on World Class Bullshitters when I was over there. Like this figure, this is a beautiful figure. And this is one that I've been wanting for a while. I tried to find them on eBay and forget about it. The scalpers, $60 to $100.
Wow.
When this figure is going for like, 22 or something, 22 and change. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? But I got lucky enough. I was there early enough at one of these Walmarts when they put out the figure. And yeah, like this guy, like the packaging on this thing was fantastic. Again, when you have the proper quality, it's there. And this is like, I guess the series that's based off the 1990s cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, those are pretty neat. Did I get them all? No, because I don't want all of them. The Shocker figure, I know in the past I've picked up a couple of Shocker figures, so I have one somewhere. I don't need another one. Ben Reilly, same deal. I already have the figure. Hobgoblin, I have one. The head looks like shit on this thing, and the glider is just a solid purple piece. Like I don't like it, so I skipped on it. I picked up Hammerhead because he's not a figure that I've really ever seen before. And the sculpt work on the hands and the suit look pretty nice. And you could pop the head off and make him somebody else if you got another head laying around. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get it. You don't always see a dude in a suit. A lot of companies steer away from that, including Todd, which I'll get into that tomorrow as well. Oh, dude, he had the line for the he had the license for X-Files, and they never made the cigarette smoking man that fans wanted. But they used the body and turned it into a different figure, and he sold it on like his McFarlane Club bullshit. But yeah, I'll get into that tomorrow. And the Spider-Man with the armored suit, like I had no interest in that whatsoever. So yeah, the symbiote Spider-Man though, one of the coolest looking figures, and I think it's the best depiction of the black suit because they did the brand new body. And the cool thing about this guy is like that diaphragm joint, combined with the hinge by the waist, like the poses he could get into are fantastic. And he's got drop down legs, which is another added bonus. You want a Spider-Man figure that you could put in poses, you know? I was getting really sick and tired of the same shit that they've been doing over and over. Like, they're getting better. I still think SH Figure Arts and a few other companies, Mafex, they've got Spider-Man figures that you could do anything with them, any pose from a movie, comic book. But for the durability, I think on the Marvel Legends, like they are getting there. So I don't know if they're eventually going to do, get into that other stuff. But for what it is, pretty nice. Alternate hands as well. He's got wall crawling hands.
Web shooter hands.
Web shooter hands, which technically on that suit, if it's the symbiote suit, he shouldn't have those kind of hands because he was shooting it like Venom out of the top of his hand. If you guys remember.
Mm-hmm.
But they edited it anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, that was strange. He's got space there. They did some kind of weird dumbbell joint in there. But it still works, and it's got pretty good movement. And they actually carved out a tiny piece on the very back of his neck, so you could get his head looking, further up, which was interesting. I've never really seen them do that before. But it doesn't really affect the sculpt whatsoever. It doesn't really break it up. Yeah, I think they did a really nice job. Yeah, we'll get into the diaphragm joint that I was talking about. Like, that range of motion is insane. For Marvel Legends. Great hula hoop action there. And they continued the paint that actually went, up further. They usually cut it short.
Yeah, that's nice. That's exactly the problem that I had. That was the only problem I had with the Daniel LaRusso figures. They didn't put some kind of paint application where the rubber gi was supposed to meet up with the sleeves of his arms.
Yep.
So you just see the damn skin. If they would have continued the paint application just like they did with that would have been perfect.
Yeah, I agree, man. They could have done something, or even add an extra piece in there. But yeah, this is the other one. This is from the first wave of the retro line, and it is the same body. They changed the heads because obviously they sculpted the eyes, so these are brand new. But for the most part, I mean, again, that new figure is great. The new body that they're using. I don't know if they're going to be doing it from here on out with these figures, but it works. It's really nice. And the Ben Reilly has the same body as well. I think they just the wrist joints are a little bit different because they added that extra piece in there.
Glinzer wants to know who's the best figure maker, Neca, Hasbro, someone else. I mean, I personally would probably say with the least amount of problems I've had was probably Hasbro.
I agree with you. If we're talking just American, that anyone could walk into a store and get something, I'd say Hasbro is the better figure maker. But overall, if we're talking articulation, everything else, I might give it to SH Figure Arts because I love the poses you can put into those figures. They're very accurate to what they are. I know some people complaining because some of the joints, it looks like robot joints because they actually hollow out the entire shoulder area in order to get the bolt joint the way that you need it for the proper range of motion. But again, I'll be breaking into that soon. But aesthetically and everything else and durability, I would give it to Hasbro. Between Marvel Legends and the Transformers alone, and then they got G.I. Joe as well. Just their licenses are even, I think, better than most other companies.
And it's amazing that they're not selling more than McFarlane, quite honestly. What's going on, Marby Dog?
12 Spider-Man. Yeah. I think we're all in that boat, right? There's certain characters we have a shit ton of. I think either Spider-Man or Optimus Prime, I have like if we're going to talk like single figures that I have the most of, all the different ones that have come out, I think it might be Optimus, but Spider-Man might be either the close second or right around the same number.
Hey Tina, how you doing? Welcome.
Hey Tina.
I wish I could say, because I have so many multiple figures when it comes to the Transformers, I can't even tell you which one I have the most of.
Oh, shit.
I mean, what the hell? I have I got to have at least like 6 different sound waves alone.
Oh wow, dude, that's awesome. And yeah, I'm going to be doing the Miles review soon as well. He's one I've been meaning to do. This is based off of the video game. And I like this figure because it is a brand new sculpt entirely. It has the pinless joints. So like you can see right here, the holes on Spidey. But this one completely solid and filled in. Like the way they did it is really nice. The engineering is good. Although I think he needs some better articulation in that midsection. But it is a very nice figure. And yeah, I'll be reviewing him very soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, because like I said, I never had a problem with Miles. I think he's a good character. Just don't try to replace Peter with him. Let Miles be his own character. There's no problem. Into the Spider-Verse was great. I'm looking forward to the other one. But yeah.
Well, I think that's a problem with a lot of these naysayers. They you can't have him because you got to have black this, black that. No, we don't care if you have characters, but just don't try to replace the ones that are already there. I mean, because we had a lot of other characters that were kind of plays off of Spider-Man, just for an example. I mean, what you had Peter Porker, the spectacular Spider-Ham. You had stuff like that. Nobody cared. Nobody was whining about it. It was a whole completely different character. And you could do that.
Right. There's no issues with that whatsoever. It's how they're representing these characters too, how they want to force certain ones down your throat is what's ridiculous. But make it natural, make it good. It could work fine. You know, I know Miles has a great fan base as well. So that's excellent. And for the people who love him, awesome. For the ones who are kind of on the fence, I'm sure they don't mind him that much. And Into the Spider-Verse probably helped the character a lot too. But again, don't fucking replace Peter. Peter, as a character, has been around for all these decades for a reason. He's an awesome character. Finish the story the proper way. Let him grow more. Let him do more shit. But, yeah.
Frankie says, I thought Miles went by Kid Arachnid.
He should have. I don't think they have a Kid Arachnid.
Now, what does Tommy have the most of? Get your drinks ready. you know, Wookie. You know.
Roll out.
Yeah, I as far as like the G1 primes, I could tell you this. I probably still have, and this is complete and non-complete ones that are like partial builds that I haven't gotten all the parts for. I've got to have at least 6 of the G1s alone.
Oh wow!
And I've sold the other ones, so I had more.
Holy shit! Yeah, I just saw Draven's comment too. Yeah, I don't know what to do in the comments because again, I'm not buying those shitty fucking things. But yeah, if they're trying to just replace them completely, yeah, that sucks. That's stupid. It's absolutely retarded. There's no reason to do shit like that. Oh yeah, here's the Hammerhead I have in here as well. It's coming up. I didn't do a review on the figure. I don't know if people wanted to see him since he's such like a kind of B-list character or C-list. But like the body's pretty cool. Like the suit that they gave him. He comes with a baseball bat. He comes with the brass knuckles. You know, you can make a little gangster out of this guy super easily. Like I said, you just pop the head off, put another head. And yeah, it's a cool looking little thug.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't go with Tombstone.
I'm surprised too. Maybe it'll come out in another line. This figure was awesome. The Venom pool. I don't know what it's from. It might be a handheld video game or something. The design of this guy is really killer. He was like a Build-A-Figure from the Venom line. I did not review this dude yet. I don't know if people wanted to see him, but I definitely could because like he does look freaking awesome. He comes with alternate hands as well, so he could pull the swords out. But yeah, very cool looking design. I know Hot Toys made a big version of him, but I wasn't going to spend that kind of money. No way. But,
oh, Frankie said he looked it up. They used it in an animated series, the Kid Arachnid name.
Oh, did they? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, this dude, he's a cool looking figure. I think I'm going to review him pretty soon as well. Really nice. Yeah, so like I said, you could do obscure characters that no one really knows and still have it work. But yeah. So like I said, look, a Spider-Man figure, you could actually get him in a Spider-Man like pose.
Something right out of the pages of the comics.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? And that's the thing, though. With a lot of these companies, they've actually gone to places where you can get something very close, if not exactly like out of the comic book pages, as opposed to where they started. And kids love those figures even when they started, like with the Secret Wars ones. They had no articulation. They were basically just scaled up versions of Kenner Star Wars toys. And look where they've come, you know?
Yep, I agree, man. But yeah, so yeah, this guy, he definitely got a big thumbs up. I think this is one of the best symbiote suit Spider-Mans that they've ever done. So yeah, I'm happy they finally freaking did this thing. I'm happy I was able to find them.
Yeah, right. Oh God, don't even get me started with that. And like they mentioned earlier with Entertainment Earth, like I was talking about the Perceptor toy that's coming out for the '86 movie line. I was like, every figure I've gone to look for the '86 movie line, unless I literally caught it before anybody else even knew they were coming out and got lucky and grabbed it off the toy shelf right away, like the Grimlock one, I could not find them in the stores. Not a single one of them. So I was like, you know, I want to get the Perceptor one. So I decided, you know, I'm just going to order it from Entertainment Earth, and I'm just not even going to take the gamble. And I wound up getting it for roughly the same price as I would have paid in Target anyway. So
yeah.
It's just a shame with all the scalpers out there that's the route you have to go.
Yeah. It sucks ass, man.
It's irritating beyond reproach. And I'm telling you, I've seen a few of the guys walking around in the toy aisles, and they look like they were scalpers. And they go to pick something up, I step right in front of them and grab it, just for the hell of it, just to piss them off. See what they say. Because I want to hear that. Hey, that's mine. I'm going to say. I want to hear it. I want to hear it because then somebody's going to be laid out across the floor, and I'm going to whistle as I walk out of the aisle.
That's glorious. Holy shit.
Toy tyrants. Yeah. Here's a funny story. I might have told this story once before. So I had a guy following me around in the toy aisle, and I think he might have been a scalper because I'd grabbed something off the shelf. And I don't know if he was mad that I grabbed the toy he wanted or whatever. So yeah, I just like, I had like extra peanut butter that night, and I was feeling a little raunchy. So I left a special present for him.
You
like
crop dusted.
Yeah, I stopped, made sure I hit it real good, and then I ducked down the aisle, knowing he'd walk into it, and he gave me the dirtiest, nastiest look, and I just sat at the end of the aisle laughing at him. And when we exited the store, I seen him a couple registers over, and he was still staring at me with this bitter look on his face, like I just kicked his puppy or something. It was beautiful. That's what you get, scalpers.
That's it, man.
The collective, you're going to get it. You're going to get dusted.
Those scumbags.
And the peanut butter ones are the worst. But as far as any toys you're waiting on, you have anything you're waiting on?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting something. A 1/6 scale figure is supposed to be coming. Maybe next week or late. Maybe 2 weeks from now. One's coming in, but no, I have a few things, and there's one that I'm actually right now. I need to write eBay back on. I think somebody pulled a fast one. It says an item was delivered that was not delivered, so I'm going to be getting my money back on this fucking thing. This happened one other time, like two or 3 years ago, and it looks like the same type of bullshit scam. Why do people got to be such scumbags? I don't get it.
And see, this is one of the things I always tell everybody, because I go on eBay all the time. I've been a seller on eBay since I don't even remember when exactly, because my old account actually got closed out because when we changed addresses, I lost my Verizon account because we didn't have Verizon anymore. So I lost my Verizon, email. So once I lost that Verizon email, I couldn't get back into my eBay account. So I had to go and create a whole brand new one and start over from scratch. But I've had that one for a good number of years. And I've got 100% across the board on it for buying and selling. I've never had one bad review. I've never had a nasty comment from anybody. I've done really well for myself. And I look for certain people that are selling. And once I know that they're decent sellers, those are the people that I always go back to. And I try to avoid somebody that has no review numbers and maybe they got it a little bit cheaper. And I'll look at it like, okay, well, why did they got it cheaper? Because nobody's buying from them for a reason. So, I mean, you always got to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. I know sometimes you have the new sellers that pop up and that's where I made a mistake. Normally I'm with you. I look for someone who's got like perfect stars across the board and everything, or as close to it, and pretty good reviews. But yeah, once in a while, you get shitty people. But
unfortunately, so I got a few that I'm waiting on. I mean, obviously the Perceptor one I talked about. I'm also, granted, it's not coming until January of next year, but I've got my pre-order in for the Megatron His Tank.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful looking piece.
It does look amazing, even with the little Baroness 3 3/4-inch Baroness figure. See, I don't have to worry about looking for a Baroness figure now. It's already on. Man. It's going to be on the way.
Excellent. Yeah, like I said, dude, I got plenty of figures to review. I have a couple new ones that have still been sitting in the box. There's one specifically I know Frankie wants me to review. He thinks that thing looks amazing. Like, he was the face. He was the sculpt work on that face. Holy hell, that is awesome. So yeah, that's one of the Marvel Legends ones, but you'll be seeing it, and it's it'll be a valid argument too to the McFarlane thing. It's a female figure, so yeah, Todd is full of shit is all I'm gonna say until tomorrow, and then I'll really go off,
and then we can lay into him. Frankie, it's a good possibility. Maybe that's why he was so angry. That guy developed a peanut allergy that day. And what's going on, Shadowhawk Backs? What's up? I also have that Devastator on the way, the same one that you picked up.
Yes. Dude, I keep forgetting about that one. Like I said, I need to get my book done first. I'm so close. I just got a couple pages left, and then I got to do the lettering on it. But yeah, Shadow of the Kraken is almost done. And I can't wait, man. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. And then I already ordered a bunch of stuff too that I need. I still need to put in the order for the beanies though. That's the one thing I haven't yet, and I gotta do an update because I want to take that tier down soon. Because when I put that order in, it's gonna take a while anyway. But so it's gonna be awesome.
I wish I would have thought about it ahead of time. I could have got myself a beanie on there. But I've already backed your book 3 times.
Well, it's still up. It's one of the more expensive tiers. It's like that ultimate bundle that I want to kind of get as much stuff in there as possible. Prints, keychains, the beanie, the standees are also going to be thrown in there as well. So the people who did back it, there's only been a couple of them, like 3 or 4, but they'll be getting a standee as well with that. So like I said, it'll be a good little package. But I'm gonna have to remove it soon, but I'll put out an update and give people like one last chance in case if they were on the fence.
Yeah, because it's going to take time for them to actually stitch those up.
Yeah, so I got to put that order in, but I did put the order in for the standees, the keychains as well. I got those, so I'll have to do an update, like I said, for the campaign and let people know because it's been a minute. I've been trying to crank out as much work as I could, to get this book done. But it's awesome, dude. Tonight was fun. Another great stream, I think, even though the figures might not have been perfect, but the conversation always is.
Oh, absolutely. Every single time. And you know what? Unfortunately, this is going to happen from time to time, and I'm not going to be the one to shy away from shit quality control. I'm just going to call it out because it was absolute trash, especially for the price tags on a lot of these figures. I know that Johnny Lawrence in the Ghost outfit, that was like a $40 figure.
Damn.
The
Holy
Teenage
shit.
Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, they're $40 figures. I mean, you know what?
Sure,
I mean,
20 apiece.
for that kind of money, I want to see something at least. It looks like it went through quality control, not something that looks like, hey, that close enough. Who cares if in real life that leg would be about 1.5 feet longer than the other one? You know, screw that shit. No, and they will
Right.
wind up hearing from me. I've got a few other things I got to call. Like I got to call Hasbro and find out if I can get a replacement part for my Rodimus Prime from the Kingdom line, since it arrived broken. And USPS gave me the money back and everything. Now I got to see if I can find a new back piece, because I was looking at, like, technically I might be able to fix it, but because it's such a small piece on the end of his wing, that back wing that he has, I don't know if it'll hold. And if I can get a replacement part, I would rather just spend a little extra money and just get a replacement part, because it's not coming out of my pocket now since UPS paid or USPS paid me. So if I could do that and fix it, great. Because I actually looked it up. I opened the thing up. I see it's only got 2 screws that are holding that on. It's going to be a real easy fix.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as that, I got the Devastator, I've got the Perceptor, I got the His Tank Megatron, and I also have. I wanted to find the old McFarlane Max figure, because I used to have the Max. My brother had him with the, what was it? He had it with the white is, and I had it with the black is. I think that's the way it went. So I just found somebody was selling one of the older ones, and it was like a special exclusive one where it had 4 ises. So it had 2 white ises and two black ises in with the package.
Oh, nice.
So I picked up that one at a halfway decent price, and it's coming with a Malbolgia figure. But here's the weird thing about the Malbolgia figure. Maybe you can help me with this one. Did any of those early ones from McFarlane ever come out as Todd toys?
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, I think they were Todd toys in the beginning. And then he switched over to TMP, Todd McFarlane Productions. Okay.
Yeah, because I got confused with, because I'm so used to just seeing McFarlane toys on them all, that when I seen Todd Toys, and even my brother was like, was it called Todd Toys? I said, I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember. I said, I'll ask Vinnie.
Yeah, well, that's the other scummy thing too, right? It's because he only wanted his name on everything. So that's a lot of the people who worked in design or the sculpting department. They didn't get their names in the box. That was one of the reasons why his main sculptors had left originally, and they went and they worked for Mattel and did the He-Man stuff. It was a big fuck you to Todd, because they didn't get a chance to have their names on everything. And yeah, that really pissed them off. They were making good money at first, but again, those guys kind of ruin it for other people working there as well. But isn't that how it goes?
That's always the way it goes. Unfortunately, the people at the top always want to freaking piss on the people at the bottom. Really, people, you got to stop practicing Reaganomics. It doesn't work. That's right. I took a jab at him. But now another great one, and thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are amazing. Make sure you stop by and see Vinnie tomorrow. Vinnie, go ahead and give him a little bit of a rundown what you got coming up on Friday and Sunday.
Yeah, like I said, Friday we're going to be covering the topic with McFarlane, the female figure stuff. I'll break into some other things as well, but yeah, I might be going on a big rant. I usually, when I start to get into that topic, yeah, well, again, Frankie knows, because he does know, nothing worse than a cheap millionaires. And yes, Todd is a penny pincher for sure. Shit, his lunch used to be, from what I understand, a fucking can of sardines. Got everything you need. Excuse me, you're a millionaire, and that's what you eat is fucking. No, it wasn't even sardines. It was a can of tuna fish. That's what it was. Tuna fish. You cheap miser. Anyway, we're gonna get into some of this tomorrow. If you guys want to laugh, and you want to hear, like, again, the real reasons why Todd doesn't want to do female figures. Yeah, it's horseshit what he said. They do sell. If you have a sexy figure and a good figure, yeah, it's gonna sell. If you release figures that look like shit, or they're really like C-list characters that no one gives a fuck about, yeah, they're gonna be peg warmers for sure. I don't care if it's a guy, girl, or a male figure, whatever. Yeah, yeah, but we're gonna get into that. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Is that true? Is it bumblebee tuna? Bumblebee tuna.
Could I get it used? If you have a little damage on the can, 75 cents. That good? Yeah, no.
Chris makes a good point there. Can of tuna fish, that's cat food. Did he also have a bowl of milk with it?
No, because water's free, right? If he goes to a restaurant or something. It's like, I just want the can of tuna and tap water. Thanks. Oh, shit.
And then what do you got coming up for Sunday?
I don't know what the topic is yet for Sunday, but usually we get a little more crazy on the Sunday streams. They're a little bit longer, so we'll jump around, but it's usually a good hangout anyway.
So we're definitely not going to see Walton because it's going to be longer.
The little guy's going to be on tomorrow, though. As I said, it's a short stream. He's like, "Oh, perfect, I'll be there." Oh, so
what's up, LDJ?
Hey, man.
Ken was dented.
Yeah, they said there's like if you eat tuna fish, they said chances are you're also eating a lot of cockroach inside that tuna because they can't help it in the factories. They crawl in there and they get mixed in with it. Believe it or not.
Well, I've heard stories about chocolate factories as well.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just think about that the next time you're biting into that payday. I hate you both.
He must eat tuna fish and while he's standing on a stool. No, no, he should be there tomorrow. So 5 p.m. is when I'm doing the stream. So yeah, come hang out, guys and girls, if you could, and yeah, we'll have some laughs as well.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And of course, guys, make sure you back Shadow of the Kraken. Going to be dropping soon. It's going to be dropping hot. The links are down in the description below. And if somebody wants to drop that stuff into the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. Right. Go ahead and back this man. Great project that he's got going on. If you haven't seen all the artwork that he's already shown for it, you are missing out. Get on board with it. Don't be a bigot.
That's right. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, we're going to have a good time, man.
We always try to have fun.
Campaign number 6. So, yeah. We're not too far out on it, and yeah, it's gonna be freaking great. So yeah, thank you everybody for the support. Thank you every guy and girl here. You guys are the best.
Yeah, man, absolutely. You guys are amazing. Thank you for stopping by the chat. Is it Payday is the one without chocolate? I forget. I don't know. I don't eat a lot of those candy bars to begin with, so I don't.
Yeah, remember. Payday. It's what is it? Peanuts, nougat.
Is that okay? Is that the one with just peanuts on it?
Yeah.
No, so, I can't.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Hershey's. We're talking. Enjoy your Hershey bars. Get your boost.
Ugh. Nasty. Thanks, guys. Everybody has been in chat. You are too many to actually mention, but I see you every single week, and I appreciate it so greatly that you guys stop by and you take your time to listen to us ramble about these amazing toys that are being done right, the ones that are being done horribly, Playmates, Neca, and everything else in between. Thank you so much, guys, and we will catch you next time. We're going to have a little bit more fun and talk about some more things that we love, hopefully. And be sure to stop by and see Vinnie tomorrow and as well as Sunday. And don't forget to stop by and see Scotty on Saturday with the dump. And I don't know if Walton's running something or not too. I am so not hip to what everybody else is doing. But guys, make sure you drop your links in the chat every single time that you come in. If you have a wrench, I do not mind. Go ahead and promote yourself. And we will catch you next time, guys. Later, y'all.
Peace.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E-Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinnie.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? You didn't get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death rockin'.
We have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi guys, try to stay here.
My name is Monkey Knight.